it was a bit difficult.
So what's the current numbers now? How many?
Hospital was number 4, and the emergency trauma center on the toll gate number 5.
Okay.
So they are distributed like that. We moved the less severe cases to all those other places. So the more severe cases, those that need intensive care units, those that have head injuries, those that have chest injuries, those that are bleeding internally, okay, and then those that have complicated fractures.
Right.
Those are the ones that are keeping in lasso. Because here we have the experts in all these specialties to deal with them. So like I said, we've carried out 7 surgeries. There are still about 5 who are undergoing investigations and they're going to have surgery. All these services, by the way, are being provided free of charge. None of the relations is paying one couple for all these things we've done. And I must say that the Lagos State government has risen up to the occasion in giving us substantial amount to carry on with. This was provided yesterday by the head of service, Mr. Kwam1. So we're doing good.
But Professor, I have to ask, because as I said, this is political season. Everything is being politicized in different ways. So have politicians started coming to your hospital to see the guests? And how are you handling influx of all sorts of politicians just coming around to have the photo ops?
Yes. Okay, so yesterday we knew that, of course, the gubernatorial candidates of the other parties would come, and they came. And they were well received, they were able to see for themselves, and they commended us for excellent services. Okay, we expect that they feel on the court, but of course, because of confidentiality and privacy, not everybody is going to be allowed to see pictures. So we can explain to them what is going on, but they do not
for joining us this morning. That's what we can take on this segment. When we come back, continue the hot topic of the day. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about. And yes, you guessed it. Women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
What if it's in person, but then would it make a difference where? So like this person might just say, you people can just be on 3rd Mainland Bridge on a bike. And the person say, babe, I cannot do it again, and you lose range. So what would change the scenario for, like, does it matter where? Do you want to have like a fancy dinner like the film you were meant to be talking about? Or do you want to be on the street?
No, carry me go fancy dinner.
Or you might just una dey run for treadmill.
Or you not a joke.
Don't tell you lose for your web.
Now I don't turn attempted murder.
So which would it be? Because I'm like, in person you have the closure that you want and the few injuries.
Guys, That's one place. It could be inside the car. You can sit inside the car.
Why car? Why not bike?
Who will be driving?
Why bike?
Who will be
No,
driving
now
at
the
this
car will be
point?
stationary.
Pray I'm not the one driving.
The car
Just
will be
pray.
stationary.
Because I go master. You can't be told me like me. I'm going to drive near water.
All
You must consider.
for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the MacArthur Foundation.
So mixed reactions have continued to trail a trending video of Fuji legend King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, popularly known as Kwam1, rejecting public display of affection from his gorgeous, beautiful wife Emanuela Rocco, who had thrown her husband a surprise party in celebration of his 66th birthday. In the video, Emanuela was seen trying to kiss Kwam1, who was rejecting the kiss. The trending video has since caused a stir online. People saying all sort of cho. However, Kwam1 has come out to say, all you rumor mongers, there is nothing wrong with my marriage. My marriage is perfectly okay where it is. What's your problem? What are your thoughts on this? It's a nice Feel-Good Friday conversation, especially because we're in Africa. And if there's anything women want, it's PDA. You like it sometimes, and African men somewhat don't like it. Not, I wouldn't generalize. Some African men appalls the idea of public display of affection. So it's an opportunity to discuss this matter and see what you think as Nigerians. Call us on the numbers on your screen: 08127053687, 09139076948. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So, all of us read these lovely romance books and novels growing up. When the man comes, I had that dream, when you wake up in the morning and somebody kisses you even without brushing his teeth, come outside, the kiss, hold your hand, the whole nice stuff. After a while, when you're dating, they do that. Once you enter the marriage, nothing happens. So we just back out that this is an African man married to. We back out that, listen. But when you're from, you just know that these things can even be funny. This is something like, I must kiss you today. If you like to turn your mouth, bring your face, like, oh, okay, take, and move on. It's just easy. All of those are saying that they're having problems in their marriage because for you to reject, it means that you are here to just live in land. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so I think it's very important to understand your partner. And that's the reason for courtship and question and answer segments where you find out, do you like this, you don't like that? Because for some people, they may take it personal. So I particularly love PDAs. Luckily for me, I have somebody who loves PDA. So let's take, for instance, I married somebody who doesn't, and I bring me, the kind of person I am. I will not bring my mouth when I know you don't like it in public because I hate embarrassment. No matter how tiny the embarrassment is, I don't want it. But let's take, for instance, I now do that, and you give me that response. I will feel very bad. Even though I'm supposed to take responsibility to know that you don't like it, but for the fact that I did it outside, just permit me. Yes. When we get inside, tell me, madam, don't try that again. No, I don't like it.
Because of people.
For the sake of how they are. Yeah. So they can.
What people think about how we behave. Okay, because I'm outside, and let me just pretend, like I like it. So because, at what point do I be myself? Say, Auntie, I don't want this, please, excuse me.
See, please, let me just add small to that. In marriage, it's not about you all the time. There are some things you would have to take.
What's on the video first before
This one that people are already going like this now. I'm not afraid to say what we think.
Yeah.
So I saw embarrassment on Emanuela's face, and I have deep respect for my ego. I love Kwam1's music. I think that he is, is too much of the Mayogun around her. That's what I saw. Just as if he is a chieftain, he is a chieftain, a chief in Yoruba land. He's been given this title and he's becoming too formal. So, marriage. Me, I'm not one for PDAs, but I do it now. Because I married someone. I do together a 66 birthday party for you. No. You take the kiss easy. You should have switched on to husband mode immediately.
Not my ego mode.
What is my ego mode for that place? And this is the woman that, just a few years down before this, we saw all the loving pictures. And then kiss is not something you're first of all shocked at. Please, let me inside the ass. No. I'm holding my bottle, my glass of wine now, and you first shock. And then you see clean your mouth with a tissue with a hanky. You did that. What did you get? You watched the video.
Yeah. Go ahead,
and let me say, how long is this video? Is it a minute? I don't think so. And you have concluded that the whole of that event was about him trying to kiss her, not kiss her. Did you see the other kiss that happened after this? Did you see the kiss? Half a minute video. All of a sudden you're coming up with all sorts of permutations and it makes no sense. Please, there was no embarrassment. There was no embarrassment. They were just happily married couple who are comfortable with each other and can show they are being comfortable in so many ways.
Thank you very much. I understand you because a lot of things are behind the scenes we don't see.
Yes.
I spoke all that. This video pops up. It pops up on my notification. If Kwam1 drops a music, I want to listen to it and see if it's something I would love. And so I watched the surprise. When he arrived at the venue, I watched the entire
thing. I saw a kiss.
There was a post after this one. There was even an address at the venue, and so there were several videos popping up on different blogs. Completely shocked.
You're just saying that at that moment he walked on his mind that it was your giving a husband at that moment.
So when an issue happens, the person who will say, but I did not mean to embarrass you, is Kwam1. We are just speculating everything on the outside. So, and it's okay that we speculate differently because it gives us a broader perspective. When they look at it, they don't like, that's the point. So when they hear, for instance, if they watch the show now, they're like, oh, okay, so some people took it that it happened this way, other people took it. Okay, so next time maybe I'll just try or not.
As usual, let us pack Kwam1 and Manuela. Let's pass our business. We want to pack it because now I want to move on to the PDA factor because it's an African thing, and so I get the video. We've discussed the video, which is fine. But now, why is it that a lot of men are uncomfortable with public display? And public display means being in front of your children, in your house, outside. I know my husband did a video that said it outrightly that you can never. And that was I was shocked with him for me. My husband, while we were dating, oh my goodness, this guy couldn't get enough of me. The guy was everywhere, like constantly. The video was crazy. Are you okay? Please stop yourself. I had to pinch him, but Uncle, calm down. We're just hanging out, But that was then. So whenever I remember that moment, I'm thinking, what happened? The 360.
Do you miss it or you?
Do I miss it? Of course I miss it. Hell yeah. But it's not. But as a Nigerian woman, you can't fight every battle. You can't win every battle. So, but that's what a lot of women go through, where things just change and we just accept it. But in this kind of situation, why is it that a lot of our men don't like PDA? What exactly does this take away from their manhood? They take away from them. Does it make them feel like I'm not the masculinity? The masculinity does it make you feel weaker? You're seen with PDA outside.
So I have a friend who was giving me her story, where they're teaching at the time, and she said that while the husband was courting her, they would go to the beach every weekend. She loved it. She would look forward to going to the beach every Saturday. They would hang out. He would, stroke her hair, help her lose her hair, massage her legs and everything. She was like, God has just given me this perfect gentleman. So immediately, they enter marriage. Is it immediately? She said the guy just stopped. So first weekend she was expecting, let's go to the beach. Second weekend, so after 2 weeks, she said, I
have to pause you because they can't hear you. Let me go and go right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the questions.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata bata, I go drink. So,
So now one chance for answer. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good talking.
And ask questions if I want to ask questions. And if it's something that I saw coming, I may not even ask questions. I may even tell you I saw this.
What if it's in person? But then would it make a difference where? So like this person might just say, you people can just be on 3rd Milan Bridge on a bike. And the person say, babe, I cannot do it again. And you lose range. So what would change the scenario for, like, does it matter where? Do you want to have like a fancy dinner like the film you were mentioning?
No, like finding up you right.
Or do you want to be on the street?
Don't carry me go fancy dinner.
Or you might just una dey run for treadmill.
Or you not a joke.
Don't tell you lose for your web.
Now I don't turn attempted murder.
So which would it be? Because I'm like, in person you have the closure that you want and the few injuries.
Guys, that's one place. It could be inside the car. You can sit inside the car.
Why car? Why not bike?
Who will be driving?
Why bike?
Who will be driving at this
point? The car will
point?
be stationary.
Pray I'm not the one driving.
Just pray. Stationary.
Because I go master. You can't be telling me like I'm going to drive near water.
All of
us. You consider.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, you can put that cricket sound there. You can still put it down too.
When was the first Gulda ultimate search?
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so
yes, I was sharing a very short story. So I said I remembered a friend of mine giving me her own gist, how when the husband was courting her, every weekend they'll go to the beach, they'll hold hands, he'll massage her, help her do stuff, and she was like, God has finally answered, because she was a prayer warrior kind of person. God has finally given me the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. This man is so romantic. Immediately after the wedding, 1 month they didn't go to the beach, so she was waiting, maybe thinking the man is just adjusting his dress, 2 months. She now called the guy, brother, when are we going to the beach? The man said, I don't like water. He said, so when did you say I was just doing it? I don't like water. They've been married now for close to 20 years now. She has never gone to the beach with him. She had to adjust her expectation.
That sounds familiar, because when my husband was when I was young, my husband said, what if I mean you shout like that, I never marry you. I can't be shouting when we're hurting. There was no way I can never be shouting. I know you became your hurt. I can't be shouting at you. So it is intentional of these men.
Yes. So let me add everything outside though. I'm the man. I have a straight face, and they think that's what makes them a man. But it's important to understand what your partner wants. I'm a PDA person. I do PDA so much. My children already know and understand. Once we hug, you see my daughter enter inside. Don't kiss.
Let me take this message from Otumba Karim. Thank you, Mariam. There's time for everything. Public display of affection does not reflect or suggest real love. Love is in the heart, not on the lips. Aside K1 is a size. K1 is a titled personality in the Yoruba land. There are things that are not expected of you as a titled man in the full glare of the public. As an Otumba, I cannot do such in public. It is meant for our house. I'm a bushman. So he's saying that as a titled man also, there's certain things you can't do in public. So that could be K1's own reservations. Like, I cannot do that. Let me come to you on the general thoughts of PDA and all that.
So PDA for me is not a big deal, but of course, as you know, I grow too easy. Sometimes my husband likes it, sometimes he doesn't. It's just normal. Sometimes I eat rice, sometimes I don't. So that's it. It's just so easy peasy. And I think I also understand for those who say you have a title or there's a certain way, or you have a certain office, and because of that certain office, there's a way you should carry yourself in public. I guess when we see royal families in Africa and abroad, they do not show that PDA. Let's look at the big example that we've been seeing a lot lately, which is the comparison between William and Kate, and then Harry and Meghan. Those ones Harry and Meghan will hold hands, will show pictures of them looking quite cute, at least touching hands a bit, standing a bit closer. And then many people can relate to that, especially the younger generation. Oh, yeah, this is more humane, we see. And then you see the other one, and everyone speculates, oh, she's unhappy, he wasn't like
Let me take this call from Emeka for a minute. I'll come back to you. Emeka, are you there from Kano? You're live. Go ahead, please.
My name is Emeka from Kano. I think there are so many sides to this. But looking at that video, I know it's judgmental. Come on, these are people having beautiful times of their lives. You can see the love thing here and all of that. Looking at a friend of mine who also watched it was like, why we take her to the clean his mouth now? I didn't want to be red lipstick clean his mouth. But then that's not to overrule or have different feelings that maybe they might be having issues in their mind. Remember, it's his birthday, and then he might have been standing for so long, welcoming people and all of that. He might have even done so many things before. They might have even done too much for together.
Thank you, Emma. That's true. I'll be kissing all day.
And even if she was, my own is, even if she was embarrassed, because it happens, just a little slight, fleeting emotion, even if she was slightly embarrassed, she understands that, it's just, just for the moment. It's not such an embarrassment. I will take it on top of my head, and then I will not give you food or the other.
We don't talk to her when
I would advise her that she should be
clearly for that. You see that slight embarrassment that you gave to me.
See the one you covered from it.
She just stood up and
as a queen. No, she's even smart. She even hit him on his shoulder. I know, but they don't go to stand. It doesn't look like people are there. It's like, but we should stand and close door. You will take this call. I don't show up from Abuja. I like this conversation. I'm taking us some politics and all this drama. It's very good. I don't show up from Abuja. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Good
morning.
My contribution is, sometimes men respond to what women like. Yes, women that you like for example, your own completely. Like somebody taking a human to the sea, and after marriage, everything is set. If a woman do that, we have to look at certain things that will first human beings, which is not the real step of those men. But we have to marry to not do that their own step, which will not allow disappointment of them. But in most cases, you understand, as some women, they like this outside of the thing. You understand? When you are outside the family, you cannot hold them like this. But the way people understand that this is my own.
Market territory. Very clear. Let's talk about women who want it, don't have it in the marriages. How do they begin to? How can they get it? So there are lots of women are watching right now. Maybe they would like to have PDA. Can they instigate it? Can they find a way to initiate it with their spouses? Or can we talk to men, since you guys are experts in this area? Is there any way? What do we tell men? What do we tell men whose wives would like them to have it, but have an issue with it? So let's try to advise people on this issue of PDA. Do you want to start?
Nina has worked on it recently. Tell us
how did you get?
Okay, so a bit of history. I come from a very conservative family. I never saw my parents kissing, except we initiated it.
Not sure anybody's parents kissing.
So I grew up like that. When I got married, my husband has a different image. Even though he too was from a conservative family, he wanted a different family where morning they wake you on the head with a kiss, and that's what my parents would do. And when we're at a family house, I don't want to be arguing where other women and other family members are seeing it. And so I had to learn it. And each time I pushed him off, he stayed away. So we got married and continued to stay away. And I started missing the affection within the house. So I didn't want the public. But I did not tell him to stop within the house. But I was, also open-minded to accept that I must have caused the lack of it within the house, maybe because of my constant pushing away. So I worked hard at it and made him understand that within the house, everything is allowed from head to my toes. So I worked hard at ambience.
Creating the ambience, like in the movie, for example.
On the morning show.
Teach us now, we're learning.
Okay.
Is it flowers, rose petals?
When we are indoors,
yes,
we are not as covered as yes. And so you decide, you allow speech, and then you do the touching, you do the affection, you touch all over, you do whatever you need to do. You give all the signs. You start
very interesting.
You need all
this. Let me talk to you because you're the coach. A lot of women are there right now, and they would like to have PDA, and they've accepted that their husband doesn't like it, but is there any way they can change the type and
is it okay not to like it in public?
Yes. Is it also acceptable?
PDA is another matter.
So the way we have extroverts and introverts,
exactly,
we have different personalities. That's how this is as well. Some people would want to be themselves when they are just with you, their intimate partner. It's not for every eye. After all, they're not porn stars or anything. While some don't mind, and it's not about eye service, so to speak. It's just how free you are to express yourself anyhow that you feel you want to. So I'm not kissing my husband when he's around me because I want Mariah to see that I can kiss, or I want to pepper Mariah because I'm not seeing her kiss outside, so that I'll show her that we need to do it in my house. That's not basically no, but some people have that mindset, oh gosh, but that's not basically the idea. Because if you follow me, for instance, from university days to now, it has been consistent PDA. consistent. Anybody, in fact, my old friends, when they come around, they're like, when I never still change, when I never tire, you know, it's been like that, but that's who we are. So if you're in that situation where you want it as a woman, but your partner is not forthcoming, you start with a conversation. Tell him what you want. Sometimes we assume that because he's the man, he should know now. I've been giving sign. But sometimes they are not the Holy Spirit. They cannot read your mind. They cannot read your sign. You have been saying no for how many years? All of a sudden, you are doing like this. How will I know that eye is not paining you? So open your mouth and say exactly what you want. Say it how you want it. I would like you to give me a kiss on the forehead. Then give him the kiss on the forehead. He comes back from work, you take his bag, you hug him, you kiss him, you hold him, say squeeze me, I've missed holding you. You are doing like this, and doing like this, so that the day you don't know.
But there's also, because we're talking to different kinds of people, right? But there may also be. So one thing I also like to correct is this: men don't like PDA. Like generally, African men don't like. I know many African women that don't like PDA as well. They are married to husbands who would love to show this affection in public, but the woman will be deathly embarrassed if he so much as touches her in public. So it can be both ways. But then if you find yourself like in a marriage with someone who the conversation has come up, you have tried all the different techniques and says, sis, this is just not my thing. I love you, I will do this for you, I can do this, but I just cannot bring myself to do that. I would like for a young woman who is going into a marriage to understand that there are so many more important things than PDA. PDA is fun, it's silly, it's okay, but it's not the most important thing. So sometimes when you're making this decision, yes, some things you can tweak from here and there, and you know one thing with marriage, because it's for a lifetime. We all change. One time or in a decade or two to come, you find you're the one even not like tired of the PDA and he has picked up on the PDA. So remember, this marriage is a journey. Sometimes embarrassing moments can happen like that. It doesn't mean anything. They come and go, you have fun, you move on. In fact, if they would eat no touching, let us, because when you first place, the butterflies are flying and everything, you can't control yourself. You have to now say, Father, give me the strength to stop this nonsense. And then you stop, which is exactly in line. You stop that, and then you decide you wait until after marriage. But now, the problem is that when you enter that marriage, to get the romance back, to get a lot of women have that issue. How do I restart an engine I stopped? Also, because sometimes I think men are boots. Men are mostly straight jackets. We are going, and you say stop, and we stop, and then you come back. We are the ones that are very dynamic. We can today, we are a man basically is mostly constant. So you will be prepared to do more of the work. And I like the fact that she said there are more important things, but there is not an order of hierarchy. So PDA may be more important to me than money. That if I don't get it, I say, okay, this marriage packs up. I choose in order of the priority. So look at yourself and say, okay, is this very important to me? Can I work on it? Can I put this above this? Okay, how do I balance? Okay, you do this well, you do that well. Okay, you don't do the PDA, okay, I'm okay. Or you do PDA so much, you don't have time to go and make money, I'm okay. Or you do, it's about what works most for you and how you can arrange your priorities personally. Not because one seems higher. I've seen marriages that have crashed because of lack of intimacy. Intimacy, they say, no, we're not doing again. He doesn't do me like this, he doesn't touch me like this, I've seen those that have crashed because he's not working hard, he's not providing money, he's not taking me abroad. Different levels, you just decide as a person what makes you happy and what works for you.
So the beautiful thing about marriage is that you have your partner already.
Yes.
So you can make your mistakes and you make
you have a lifetime and rebuilding.
You see, marriage is like every stage is like an onion. You're just peeling off and true. And that's the beauty. There's no textbook anywhere at all that you're bringing.
Let me go and make your mistake. I got an interesting message from somebody which I think I'd like to read. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni, Yeni, Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger.
Yeah, take it. Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born till 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot.
It shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting.
This was right before marrying this lady, so there's no emotional attachment any longer. Could you read that from that video? I don't know. No. I don't like that. They judged this video in that years that there's no more emotional attachment. That everyone used to.
I can't say it's possible what he's thinking. Some people will be saying he's a polygamist. They believe those polygamists just move on quickly. Mola says,
now wow, for marriage, they have to watch romantic movies and these men can't change. I'm still waiting for flowers after 11 years of marriage.
I don't want flowers. What David says, it's normal. But the man using handkerchief to clean his lip after the kiss is somehow embarrassing. This is Africa. One should always remember that African read meanings to everything.
Well, do you know about the handkerchief? There are some things that is just force of habit. You find something sticky on your lip and just without paying attention, subconsciously just wipe it. No, just even subconsciously just wipe your lip because you feel something on your lip. That can happen.
So Lee says again, Kwam1 is a polygamist, and with polygamy comes sin finish. PDA is not a trade of polygamists. The people that we learnt this PDA vibes from, how many of them show PDA while they are married to more than one wife at the same time?
Did you tell you from the Igbo people?
What's an interesting wait, let us talk about that.
From TV,
Good morning, hello, are you there? So, are you there?
Yes,
you're live, go ahead, please.
I feel from the past should organize. I see the recording beforehand.
Oh, Jesus.
The risk of losing the man to another woman. There are more women than men on earth, and every woman needs a man in her life.
Okay.
You must persistently show a romance.
Well, I get that, but we also need to use this platform to help re-educate some men.
Yeah.
When you say another woman will seduce your man, the man wanted to be seduced. Of course. Get the point. No woman can seduce my husband. He doesn't permission. Yeah, my husband's permission to not dependent on the man.
There are women that will seduce your men. It's true. There are men that will seduce your women. It's true. So it's like when we say, lead me not into temptation. So temptations will happen around you. That is life. You walk through the valley of the shadow of death. That is life. But while you are walking through, how do you protect yourself? So that we don't always blame the men for the way someone not falling. Not falling, for the way someone looked at them.
How many times did I call you? Don't be sleeping.
So you got to stand up.
I don't say that to public. I want to praise the bands. The man said, "The name is Nima." I said, "I was Nima." I was I sprayed the girls away because I don't want problem. Listen, Miriam said, see, because when you say to us like this, we just drop on the defense. Like, no, it's you who allow it. Yeah. Sometimes you could be allowing, but continues to threaten yourself. Yes, now. Yes. No, we don't talk.
You don't say when they write beware of dogs for compound. See, they enter. We talk so. We say some things were popping everywhere. He was shaking. And the women are desperate. Baby, I said, what do you do? I jumped out of the pool, I carried my bag, and I told the guy that I'm coming. Now, so I reached out. Immediately got into the house, baby, come and calm me down. Come on here. The kind of things I saw today. Come and touch me to calm me down. Yes. I was laughing, you know. So that responsibility is also on the person who's being seduced to either accept it or not. Some people fall because sometimes they are weak, and that weak link could be that they have stopped. So one of the red flags of somebody who is beginning to accept is before when we go out we touch. We now go out and I'm doing like this and I'm doing like that. It's also when a psychologist will tell you, it's also a red flag that something is beginning to happen. Another person is speaking his interest and his trying to something. As what Elima did now, you can also help your partner to foresee.
Now that's where I'm different. Well, that's where I'm different. If I was in Nima's shoes, I wouldn't stand up. Because that's who I am. I'll just sit down. I put the responsibility on him. I expect him to know the right thing. I'm not going to stand up and want to understand. Let me come out. I'll say exactly where I am. So if I see and observe and how you are dancing with them and everything, no problem. We come to have a conversation. But I'll expect you to be man enough to know and excuse yourself.
Just for the records, he wasn't even noticed.
Of course, they don't see it.
But you as a woman, know women. And I'm saying this here because I have been, just a moment, I've been in that position where I had to advise a guardian. And there was a woman who would always come to our house every evening, trying to be all nice in her business, trying to, daddy, I'm making money, and she just sit down and say, he'll deal with it. And I had the conversation with the other woman. Okay, take your
Senior from Redemption Camp. I don't know if you've done something wrong. Senior from RCCG. Good morning, are you there? We need to trouble with that today. Good morning, Tunde. Are you there?
Oh, please be there.
Oh no, Tunde. Hello.
Tunde.
Oh, it's coming to lay hands on us. Go ahead.
I had the conversation with the woman who was always coming, and she was like, I want to be helping mommy. You know, she's getting old. I was like, what kind of help? You say, she's getting old. So I just want to help. And she explained, and I came and said, Madam, you don't call you're married. All this your self-independent woman things. You see, we're Africans, and this person that is sending this, because whenever they tell women they can seduce you, that women will say, the man has a job to do. Sometimes you need your help. I witnessed one instance where that man was saying to the woman, we need to go out, and I'll be meeting this woman. She's always all nice, and I don't like it. Can you just do something about it? Can you come with me all the time? So like, I cannot be fighting off him or anything like you do. They were at 30 years of their marriage at the time. And she thought, maybe he has done this over years. There are sometimes when you need your help, give it. What are you saying? I mean, you see, you don't value the relationship.
I don't understand.
I don't value to fight. You see me now, it's in the before, in the now. If you come, you meet me. My presence, I will feel you.
They find it difficult, especially men who don't like confrontation. They find it difficult.
This call from Tunde. Tunde is back from RCCG. Good morning, are you there? Hello, Tunde.
Holy Spirit is not allowing him.
Holy Spirit is stopping this thing. Hello, the demon doesn't want to. Okay, I think we'll go ahead.
So I was just going to say that there's a danger that a lot of nice people fall into the trap.
Yes.
Which is you're so nice, you forget to set boundaries for yourself. And for me, I feel like that's a whole different that conversation about setting boundaries. I know that she just lost her dad. It's okay. We can send her a message together. Oh, she wants to see, she can come and visit us, something like that. So he knows that you're not stopping him from being nice, but you're just saying that let's just be careful so that it doesn't. And then if that mistake has happened before, you can say, but you remember how this degenerated to that?
No, that's not even the dangerous. You say you did not let it pass through. You remember how. So you see, if you're not a man of my husband, you're not a woman he has to protect by Islamic standard. You can't just walk into my house and spend the night. For what? Ground rules. You can't just come into my space. I would create barriers. you must be someone either I am open to trusting of, or you're someone from inside the friend or anybody that I know and I trust. You can't just come and somebody say, yeah, this person is saying, don't be in my space, don't be in my house. Because I said they will from there come. Some men are deeply nice. I know someone who used to answer every greeting with my dear. How are you, my dear? How are you, my dear? Before we know, one young man came say, I've been calling you my dear since now. If you love you believe. This is I'm telling you, this one I real life. See, I've been calling you my dear since, and he's in love with me. And the other person was like, and then he says my dear to me too. By the time we finish and I like, you know, I've been in love with him. Yes. So she had a strategy to come in, and you're there misguiding. Yes.
Okay, wait. Let me hear, because I said, I get that. I think that's also interesting to hear, because there are different ways of looking at things. For someone like me, I always expect that you should know better. You should absolutely completely know better. So I had a friend too. I'm not going to say that many of you. He's a full-blown man. Somebody else who you have a mistake here. I'm just saying, okay, listen, we're all learning from each other here. You know, so I had to warn me about. I had a friend once that it was clear. You know, she had the hot mic, like pray, like it was there. I saw it, but I pretended I didn't see it because I expected him to know what to do. I mean, luckily for me, he did know what to do. No, because the kind of person I married, he can smell it from afar, and he don't know that he cut off the relationship himself. Now what? No. Say that. That was very clear. I mean, that was in our faces. It was in our faces, and he was the one that said, no, this person, he did himself cut off the relationship. Very well.
You know who you married.
So I know the kind of person I am.
We should know that there's some people that will take that step and cut something. So it's not that because the person is not as powerful, that's why she didn't get someone's husband. Sometimes the men also are they're very confident and very sure of what they want and what they don't want.
Exactly. So it's not okay. So the onus is not always on the woman. No, fighting or putting there. You don't have to always do that. There's a man that actually takes.
So I wanted to point out that sometimes the man doesn't see it as well. Yeah. The man is just being a nice person because this is who I am, and the women are falling head over heels in love. So there was this particular guy that was good. Church boy, he will come, they do counseling, but I just realized anytime I pass, this lady, the counseling that is me, I don't understand, because the smell, she's awesome, she's glowing, she's excited. I had to call this brother, come, please, which counseling are people doing? A few years down the line, this particular girl sabotaged her marriage, his marriage, because she had fallen deeply in love with him in his mind, and just counseling. She was going through a lot, and just the woman don't fall in love and trapped him with pregnancy from one mistake. From one, no, because he's a nice person. So such people, when you get the letter for them, you go they go enter your house because you're nice. So there are men who can stand and say, even if you it happens that and you get belly. Bring the belly, my mama will carry her, and I move on to it. So understand your partner, and if you can help. If he's okay, it's good and so on, then leave him be. So I also would like to do it like the other side. We know that women too get approached by men, and I feel that men even play the long game. They would watch you, see what your weaknesses are, and and I feel that men or husbands are not shy about telling you what is happening here. It's women that are saying, I'm going to leave it to him to sort it out. Women say, what am I saying? I don't get it. I don't like it. I'm telling you, I just don't like it. Whatever you want to do, just better sort it out. So it's important that we can help each other that way.
Back to the women point, the onus doesn't necessarily have to be on the woman. But if you value your thing, it's okay. Protect it, and help your partner. That's the way. Because we are quick to, when men say they will seduce your husband, women are quick to say, is he a baby? I will not just sometimes you are married to a baby. Honestly, not an adult. It's not your baby you raised. He doesn't live by your own standards. He has his own exposures, his own past, his own standards. My father was a very strong polygamous background, but he struggled to be a monogamist as in a struggle. He was deliberately choosing that path, and so he needed help. He worked hard at it. So I've seen people, don't excuse these things, just do your own role. Don't be the one that they tell somebody will take your husband and say, let them take you the leg. That means you don't value input on your guard. You don't lose guard.
Okay, I think we can wrap up. Let's take a few comments and we run off.
Lesson says, even if love is in the heart, we must talk it when we get to be alone. how can you tell me you are a chief and marriage should come before titles, even if he had to clean his mouth afterwards? It's embarrassing. The latter says, on the matter of Nigerian men dialing down to 0 on PD after marriage, I raise objection now. There are cases I can reference and back up 100% that is Madam that is pushing the brakes on the PDA formula. Who must now back up those ones who call.